I'm Josh Ellsworth with Stahls TV. One of the hottest trends going right now are these oversized shirts with shoulder-to-shoulder transfers out of glitter flake material for girls and ladies apparel. Now what we're going to try to do is translate this trend down to menswear as well. And luckily, Pennant Sportswear has just come out with a new style called the Billboard Hoodie that's going to help us do just that. I'm going to show you how to customize this Billboard Hoodie with a unique placement to make it appeal to boys and men. Come on over to the heat press. We'll start on our Hotronics Fusion heat press, and I prefer this heat press or any other heat press that's threadable so I can split my garment open and load it onto it. Now we're going to be starting by customizing the front of this particular garment so the graphic is visible and isn't covered up by the hood. First things first, let's start with a preheat on the garments to kind of get a flat pressing area for layout of my design. I preheat for just a few seconds, and then I'm going to grab my oversized transfer. Now typically on these shoulder-to-shoulder prints it's an arch print and it goes across the back. Now we're still going to leverage an oversized print, but we did a reverse arch with a more masculine font for this particular garment. Now something I'd like to do on any oversized transfer is fold it back to back in order to get a center line. So this will allow me to put a center crease down the material and give me somewhere to align my graphic, in this particular case to the little cut that's in the neckline here. So what I'm looking for is I'm aligning that to the center of the neckline. I'm making sure the bottom of the Y here on Brooklyn is above this seam because I don't want to go over that seam in this particular case. I've designed it in such a way so I can lay this out, and then I intend to trim this with scissors because I want it to look like it's going up into the neckline. So I'll just take a pair of scissors and trim this part off. Now you can design this into your graphic as well if you're doing a lot of these and take the measurements to where it cuts this. So you just have to align it, but I prefer just come over at the heat press, do it with scissors since every size garment's going to be slightly different. Now with that in alignment, I'm going to flatten it down and I'm going to slide the garment left and right to heat press it down. Now one tip, since you don't want this to come off registration at all, I'd rather err on the side of caution and do 3 heat press steps here. So I'm going to cover it and just tack this into place so it doesn't move on me. Just going to give it a few seconds because all of that's going to get another full application. The particular heat transfer film I'm using is called Sportfilm Lite. I tend to like that one because it's a, it's a pretty good price point for oversized prints, and the material comes 20 inches wide. So you can fit 2 prints across it to really save on material. Now notice I've slid it to the right, and I'm making sure the very top of my end and the very outside edge, all of that is on my platen, so it's going to receive adequate pressure. Cover that with a cover sheet, and I'm going to give this side of the print a full application for 15 seconds. Now once I heat press this side, I want to take the garment and slide it over to be able to hit the other side. And you just want to make sure you're getting a full pressure on this top corner here. In order to do that, you also want to make sure that this doesn't wrinkle on you and kind of pucker out, which it tried to there, but just adjust that, and then you'll have to adjust your shirt slightly to get to this portion. So I'm going to step on the side of the press, make sure I can get the shoulder down there. So you lock it down. It doesn't really matter that this side's hanging off and cooling down because you can peel this material after it's cool or warm. So I can actually start to release the liner here if I like. But I just need to make sure the part that's receiving the heat under the press has some time to ultimately cool down a bit before I release the liner. So you can do that at the heat press, but what I prefer to do is remove it from the press, lay it onto a nearby table, and let it cool down for 10 seconds and then peel. So as you can see, with the proper garment, materials, heat press, and some creativity, you can translate this style from just the women's market to the men's market as well, ultimately returning more money and more opportunity for your business. I'm Josh Ellsworth with Stahls TV. Thanks for watching.